All right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions. And right now, we finna see what's going on with this GNX album artist from Kendrick Lamar's hot album, man. He's now facing a murder case. God, let's see what's going on.
Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. A lot of recent media outlets have put out that rising LA rapper, Young Threat, is currently behind bars. But that's not an uncommon thing in Young Threat's career. Now, Young Threat's life would start early in his childhood, being influenced by the area he would later claim, which would be the Hoovers, and the A-Tray Hoovers to be exact. His mom and dad spent a lot of time in jail, missing major points of his life, and his whole family was from his gang.
Shout out to Young Threat, by the way, man. Very, very dope artist, promising artist. And like they said in the video, he had the pockets where he was like popping and then he went to jail, got out again, you know what I mean? Heated back up. And I don't think he's been in jail since then. I mean, he probably did like a little short stint, but the first time he did like a year or 2 years or some shit. But, you know, shout out to Young Threat, man. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully this is just a false allegation and he beats the case over some murder shit, you know what I mean? You know, free the guys, free the guys, free the guys.
So it was easy to transition to the streets as he got older, and he became more aware of his surroundings and felt he never had a choice but the streets. The A-Tray Hoovers are one of the most known Hoover sets, and that area is one of the most dangerous in South Central, with having a long list of rivals and a community that's highly poverty-stricken. This was a dangerous community to live in and grow up in. You have to grow up fast and keep your hand on the swivel just to survive daily. With many of his family members being gang members, they didn't want him to join the streets, even though he did later in his life. He made a decision to join the gang around 14 or 15 years old. Joining the streets for many young gang members seemed fun at first. They hang around older members and peers, drinking, smoking, messing with females, and feel belonging to something. But it gets real, and the fun goes away. We're going to jail, get into altercations, and you might be on the losing side to that sometimes. Life or death situations, and also losing friends to the streets. And any person really active in the streets have dealt with most of these situations. Young Threat became a young active member in his section along his teenage years, being known for his fighting, hitting licks, and being with the gunplay, which the A-Tray Hoovers, being one of the most active Hoover sets, were known for. But his life in the streets didn't limit him at first. He would play football in Hemet. Out of high school he would later attend, which he had high hopes for a football career, playing corner and running back. He even developed an interest in music, with him dating what would later become his baby mama, who had a family full of rappers like Spank Nitty James.
Shout out Spank Nitty James, man. I didn't even know that. Okay, so that's how he learned to rap, from Spank Nitty James. Oh, that's interesting.
And she was even a rapper herself. He would credit Spank Nitty for the start of his rap career.
That's interesting.
In April 2018, he would be a part of a robbery at 18 in his senior year of high school. He wasn't arrested immediately, but was later snitched on by someone he committed the robbery with, and was arrested at school. He would do a little time, and would start writing music behind bars.
Yeah, it's about that time.
How'd you get caught up, though?
Man, somebody went bad on me on the case.
Really?
Damn. Damn. That's how I usually go. That's how I usually go, man. Damn, so he could have had a potentially a possible football career if he wouldn't have went to jail. Possibly. He could have went on to play in college, and who knows from there. You never know, man. That's why these life, like when you make the left or right at the wrong or right time in life, it can determine what your future gonna be, you know. And 18, you in football. I don't know how good you was, but let's say, you know, you want to keep it going, and you probably would have graduated, went to a city college, went to a university. Who knows what could have happened? But instead, you chose the path of crime. Don't do crime, by the way. Don't do crime, y'all. You chose the path of crime, and look where it took you. It deterred your life from going this way to now going to jail, no longer football, get out, become a rapper, get a big opportunity with Kendrick Lamar album, and then now facing a murder charge. That's crazy, man. That's the left and right turns in life, man. You gotta make the right choices, man.
Yeah, somebody went bad on me. He ended up on the set. That nigga got caught at the scene, went bad.
Really?
They came and snatched the nigga up.
Somebody that you would have thought was solid and would always have your back?
Yep. I mean, yeah, shit. Yeah, hell yeah. From where the nigga was talking, shit, hell yeah.
Right.
Damn.
Real.
And so then you fucking just got totally screwed. How long did you go away for?
I did 2 years, 85.
Okay.
85%, so I ended up doing like 16 months, turnaround trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? You hadn't done much time in like local jail type shit, or that was your main introduction to that?
I was always in and out. You
Okay.
feel me? I was always in and out. Juvenile, I was in and out. And then when I did go to the county, I had bailed out. So I never had really did no time. That was like my first time ever doing like some time type shit. So
Right. How was it? Crazy shit?
He will be back out by 2019 and will be featured on songs of Spank Nitty James. 2019 will be big for his career. Songs like Who Gon' Slide would get him a lot of attention, which sits at 2.5 million views.
That song was hard too. That's the song I discovered him on Who Gon' Slide. That song was, I used to play the fuck out that shit. That shit is hard.
Along with other songs like Cujo and Altercations that sit at 1 million views. But once again in 2019, Young Threat was arrested for another robbery, but will make bail. He also would drop his first mixtape called Chuck's Lace in November of 2019. In 2020, he started off strong with the song Hit Different dropping in January, which sits at 1.3 million views. But the same month, he would be back in jail for another robbery, and he would have to do 16 months in prison for those charges. While in jail, he would take a big loss, losing someone he looked up to as a big brother, and a big loss for the A-Trey Hoovers, being Mad Ass Trey Soldier. He was gunned down on May 6th of 2020.
I was listening to your music, and you said something about losing your brother at one point.
oh yeah, man.
What age did that happen at?
Man, that happened while I was in prison.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not too long ago.
So you had to deal with that loss while you were in there and not able to really be able to deal with it, or what?
Yeah, like me personally, yeah, I feel like I ain't even get to really like mourn over that shit right by being in prison. So I still got a lot of it like inside of me.
Really?
I'm sad.
Damn. So you just like are in there, just basically like
Trauma,
not
man.
having anywhere.
Trauma,
Like, normally, at least
trauma.
You get to like go to their fucking wake and have some kind of closure, but you didn't even get to experience that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like
Now,
night.
traumatic experiences definitely play a role in the choices you make in life, man. Depending on how hard certain deaths hit you, you can make some wrong decisions, man, based off those emotions. Yeah. I done made some wrong decisions before. We all done made wrong decisions before off some traumatic shit, man. Like, whether you lost a friend, a brother, a cousin, a sister, a mother, that shit definitely can send you to a dark place, man. So, yeah, shit, you got to find your way up out that motherfucker. Some people never do. And some people never do, and they end up in jail. Because they get stuck on that path of darkness and destruction, and, sheesh, it gets ugly.
Though, nigga had his talks type deal, but bro, but I ain't get to like experience no funerals and like really say my last goodbyes on Hoover.
Damn. That's rough, man. My condolences.
After his release in 2021, Young Threat released the song Gone Back and a host of other songs. By the time he was released, another A-Trey Hoover rapper, Treyway 6, would begin to create a buzz. So both Treyway and Young Threat would collab on several songs,
They had
and
it
they all
going.
racked in hundreds of thousands of views. But once again, Young Threat racked up several charges in 2021, including multiple robberies, a firearm possession, and driving with a suspended license.
Damn. They just keep getting him, man. They keep getting him, dog. Jesus Christ.
Put a more stoppage on his career, making being in and out of jail an endless cycle. Even with more charges, more music will follow in 2022 for Young Threat, and will be up to this point, will be one of his most consistent years, dropping over 10 videos and several collabs on other artists' songs and his own records. At the end of 22, he released a tape called Still in the Trenches. In 2023, he continued dropping several songs, trying to further his career, and in the summer of 2023, he dropped a tape called It Was Never Going to Be Easy. But by the end of 2023, he was once again booked on an assault with a firearm on a person, which he was later released.
God damn, man. Hell, my boy can't stay up out of there, man. Listen, and this is he had a promising career too, man. Hope he beat the case, nigga. I don't wish jail on nobody. Hope he beat the case. But he had a promising career, man. But this has got to show you, like, I don't know, man. I feel like that GNX album, I feel like a lot of those young dudes, they don't realize how big of a moment that was. I think because they didn't see like the instant, payout or success from it, that they feel like, man, shit, that's tight, but I'm still in the trenches. So that, for them, I I like saw all them kind of like low key. A lot of them crashed out. Like the Dodie Six shit and the videos you start seeing, and I'm just like, damn, he had a promising career because he had just got out of jail and got straight to a Kendrick Lamar album. My boy Lefty, man, Lefty. Well, he's doing good now. He was in a rehab. He's been clean for a lot of months now. So shout out to Lefty Gunplay. He's in rehab. He done gained some weight. This is the first time they said in probably a decade plus where he's been clean and hasn't took drugs. So shout out to Lefty Gunplay, man. I hope he come out here and pop off and pick up where he left off, man. But for a lot of these young artists that was on the GNX album, man, I don't think they realize how huge of a opportunity that was and really maximized on that opportunity, man. But, you know, I mean, Wally the Sensei doing his thing. And I'm not saying I'm not shitting on nobody at all. Like, they all dope. It's still opportunity because they all still young. You know what I mean? So still chances for them to all pop off. Chike doing his thing, you know, Siete doing his thing, you know, and, you know, the rest of them, Peso, they all do their thing. But some of them, you know, kind of like took the wrong path, man. So hopefully they get back on the right path. Hopefully with this situation right here, he's able to, you know, possibly beat this shit, man, and get out. And one thing I want to say before I continue the video, it really trips me out like how a lot of people look at LA as the getaway from what they're going through in their city. Like, I remember Chief Keef coming out here when all that drill was going on, and his manager is my boy, Peter Pan, and he was like, we got to keep him away from Chicago and keep him out here. And I feel like that happens a lot where a lot of people come from other places and they come out here and look at LA as like the getaway, the safe haven, and where they can focus on their career. But I feel like LA, we don't have that place where LA niggas go to when they like got an opportunity and you want to take them away out the gang banging and out the possibility of going to jail or being killed, and they move to. We don't really do that. I don't know, because we're a very prideful city. So I don't feel like, you know, at one point it was kind of like Atlanta was that place where LA niggas was moving, but not so much no more. LA niggas don't really be, they just stay right here. Like, fuck it, we gonna hold it down.
He's by the end of 2023, and he would drop the song, I'm Back Part 2, to end the year. From this point on in 2024, it seemed like he began to fully lock in, releasing 3 tapes that year, with the first being South Central Baby, followed by 83 Ways Out, and It Gets Greater Later. But with all the work he was putting in, the biggest break of his life and career would come, being featured on Kendrick Lamar's critically acclaimed album, GNX, on a song with the same name as the album. This gave Young Threat the looks he was always needing, gaining national attention on a superstar's album. But with personal issues going on in his life, he didn't fully capitalize like many thought he would. He would release a tape in 2025 called Reincarnated, but wasn't heard from much after April of 2025. But by August of 2025, his community would take major hits. 2 separate shootings led to over 15 people being shot and 3 dying. The first being at a party being held for the A-Trade Hoover's Hood Day.
Here off of 14th Street in Paloma in downtown Los Angeles. Right now we can confirm that 2 people have died and 6 others have been hurt in this shooting here in downtown Los Angeles. Off into the distance you can see the investigation as homicide investigators try to piece together exactly what took place.
The second shooting would happen when multiple Hoovers were hanging out in front of a liquor store in their hood, when enemies would pull up and began firing.
2:30 this afternoon, there's a school right across the street. That's the time generally that the school is letting out. The senselessness and the callousness of where they did it and when they did it.
A woman and 4 men standing outside a market in that strip mall were shot. 2 are in critical...
That video went viral as a motherfucker. Y'all can go see that all over the internet. They was posting the actual unedited footage all over Instagram and Twitter and all that shit too and the shit, man. But yeah, sad situation, man. It was definitely hot as a firecracker, man, here in LA a couple months ago, man. It seemed like it, and I ain't gonna say died down, but it ain't as crazy. It was like every night back and forth, boo, 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 3 people killed, 2 people killed, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. Like, it was going crazy.
Condition. The victims range in age from...
It's still going crazy, though, but it's just not as crazy.
19 to 35 years old.
There were several vehicles that fled from this location.
Police believe the shooting may be gang-related and say the gunman drove up and fired.
And just a few months later, a young A-Trade Hoover member was killed after leaving a party at the age of 15.
their homes. The victim
Kids,
has not been
man.
identified.
These are young
LAPD
kids.
homicide detectives have been notified. They have been out here all morning long. Bullet casings littered the street where the victim was shot. Now back out here live.
So things like this can really make you step back from music and deal with the added issues you were facing. But a few weeks later after that incident, another tragedy was striking the Hoover community. But it wasn't a Hoover who was killed. It was a rapper named YCA 80 Bands, who was from a Hoover top rival, being the Main Street Crips.
Police activity on Verb Easy at the dispensary. Don't know what type of technicalities going on, but everything is taped off. It appears someone got shot, allegedly.
I don't know nothing about nothing, but it might have been two guys in a black four-door. I don't know. I'm just saying. It might be two men.
This nigga said, I don't know nothing about nothing, but it might have been two guys in a black Honda four-door. I'm like, what? Do you know something or do you not know something, nigga? Which one is it, nigga?
Black in a four-door black car with stock rims, possibly a Nissan.
Niggas say you don't know nothing.
They pulled up. They parked right there. Got off. Went into there. Shots rang off by maybe 8-9 shots rang off. That's all it was, really.
With his death being in the Hoovers.
This is the time we are living in, people. This is the times we are living in where a nigga will instantly, like, you remember how back in the day, for somebody to tell on you, you used to have to wait to hear when it's your court date and somebody take the stand on you and they point at you and all, like, you used to have to wait till your trial date and all that to hear. Now, these niggas, as soon as it happened, they go straight to the internet, man. Straight to the internet. They don't even, fuck writing a report. They ain't doing none of that. You don't even got to bring me in interrogation, none of that. I'm finna tell you what happened on my Instagram. Look, it was a car that pulled up. It was right here. It was two black men. One had on this, one had on that. They walked in the store. 8 shots went out. They ran this way. They drove off this way. The license plate is like, damn. That's why I always say, don't do crime. It's too risky. You're not going to get away. There's too many people working against you. Niggas don't care. Niggas is recording you. You don't even know it. Cameras is already set up inside, outside, around the corner, in the alleys, stoplights, down the streets. Bro, it's like, how? How are you going to get away? How? That's what you up against. And it's slim chance that you get away. It's rare where a nigga, especially out here in LA, I can't speak for everywhere because, you know, some of these country areas and all that shit, like the country places, they don't got Ring cameras. It's, you know, out here in LA, though, there's cameras everywhere. So I'm speaking for LA. Out here in LA, there's cameras every fucking where.
Everyone speculated that the Hoovers were involved. With the shooting being broad daylight, many believed the shooter would be caught. But just in the last week, a few months after YCA 80 Benz's death, news began to circulate that Young Threat was in county jail with a bond of $4 million, which is high. Something that high often means murder cases, and his charges letter came out, and he's in jail for a murder. And the offense date of the murder say the exact same date that YCA 80 Benz's death happened, which is crazy to say. And if it's true, Young Threat may have thrown his career away, but he's innocent to proven guilty, and his case probably won't be over for a while, especially with a murder charge, so everything is to be determined.
And here's the tricky part. Even if it was, hold on, let's get up out of here. Here's the tricky part, right? Even if that date is aligned to that situation, and he is a part of that situation. Now, they said it was 2 people walked up, right? 2 people walked up. Let's say he just, you know, he didn't do it. His homeboy did it. Now, this is the tricky part, is where he gonna stand in this shit. You got a promising career in raps. It look like you can fuck around and pop off. Does that matter to you? But I mean, you out here pushing the line on this crip and shit. So it's like, you better not snitch, because if you get out, your career ain't gonna pop off anyway. So you kind of cornered yourself anyway. Like, none of that career shit can matter at this point. Because if you get out and try to pursue your career, it's not gonna work, because niggas gonna look at you as a gang member who snitched. So that's not gonna work. So you kind of like you. That's if he didn't do the shooting per se. It's just like you kind of in a lose-lose situation. Either way it go, it's no way if you are associated was one of those two people. You know what I mean? Which I don't think he is, man. Free that guy. Free that guy, man. Free all the Crips, man. Free all the Crips. But look, man, let me know what y'all think of this situation. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.